Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. Today we're going to be talking about sleep. But before we do that, I just want to give a shout out to our host, Miss Robin Shimizu, because this is the program that she finds guests for, and she has always been such a gracious host. So we just want to say to Robin, we wish you well this morning. Her mother's turning 100 in about a week or so. And so we just want to give a shout out to mom and say, hey, mom. Hey, Mom, we just love you and we wish you well and Robin well. Robin's receiving her healing, so she won't be with us today, but we will be going forward with her program because we know that she has, what do you call it, scheduled these lovely guests. And our guest today is Linus Woods Mullins, and we don't know if she'll be able to get her computer booted up. But if not, we'll just have a conversation. I'll give her a call, and we'll have her on audio during the course of the program if necessary. We'll do what we need to do to get you the information you should have. But right now, I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and this is Biz Chicks TV. As you know, I wanted to talk to you today about why sleep is important. So many times we, forgo water, forgo sleep, whatever it is. However, when we do that, we do ourselves a disservice. So here are some of the effects of not getting enough sleep. Do you realize when you don't get enough sleep, you let me just paste this real quick. When you don't get enough sleep, you actually are setting yourself up to get sick more often. So getting enough sleep is really important in terms of staying healthy. Your immune system is compromised when you don't get enough sleep. Also, and I know you're all going to notice this, getting enough sleep helps you stay at a healthy weight. How many of us want to stay at a healthy weight? Yeah, I know I do. I want to stay at a healthy weight. And if sleep is going to do that, just think what a great way. Usually it's exercise. Now they're telling me that my sleep actually can help me stay at a healthy weight. I'm for that. Yes, it can lower your risk of serious health problems like diabetes and heart disease. I had no idea that a lack of rest could affect your health in these areas. So, sleep is extremely important if you are at risk for any of these. So, don't feel bad if people are saying, you're sleeping a little while you're on a regular sleep pattern. Remember, you're protecting your health, you're protecting yourself, and lowering your risk of diabetes and heart disease specifically. Also, it can reduce stress and improve your mood. Have you ever just been around people that are just so grumpy? Grumpy all the time. Girl, stop being grumpy. Get some rest. My grandmother used to tell me all the time, get somewhere and sit down. Just rest. Okay, little girl, you're just bouncing all over the place. Okay? All right. Uh, when you get rest, it reduces your stress and improves your mood. So, mhm. Okay. Also, let's see, it will help you get along better with people. I guess when you're well rested, you have a tolerance for people because you are rested. You can think things through. You're not just reacting to everything. How terrible is that? Oh my gosh. When you get enough rest, the other thing happens is that you're able to think clearly. This can help you do better in school or at work, as well as in your interpersonal relationships. So, sleep is important for your children, it's important for you, and for other family members. Sleep helps you make good decisions. And one of the good decisions is not to get behind the wheel when you are tired. Did you know that thousands of car accidents happen every year because people are just exhausted? Oh my gosh. Yes. So this is not something you want to do. You want to get on a sleep schedule. You ask yourself, does it matter when I sleep? Yes, your body sets up its own biological clock according to the pattern of daylight where you live. And so this helps you to naturally get sleepy at a specific time of day, depending on where you are in terms of your time zone. And then when the sun comes up, it alerts you to stay awake during the day. So if you work at night and sleep during the day, you may have trouble getting enough sleep. Some of us work the night shift. It can also be hard to sleep when you travel to a different time zone. So here's some tips for helping you if you work the night shift. Let's see. You're not doomed if you stay if you have to be up at night and sleep during the day. Many factors can interfere with that. So let's see what we can do to improve that. We can stay away from nicotine, caffeine, and alcohol because these are stimulants and they will keep us up. Caffeine can take hours to wear off and can interfere with your sleep. And even though alcohol might make you sleepy at first, it can disrupt sleep later in the night. I had no idea. Another way to help if you have to sleep at during the day because you're working a night shift or whatever, doing calming activities before bedtime, like taking a bath or going through a relaxation routine can help. Also, keeping your room cool, dark, and quiet. Exposure to lights in the evening may make it more challenging, so you may want to get some blackout blinds or something that will screen out the light in your bedroom if you're trying to sleep during the day. I've seen people that have the masks. You might even want to try one of the masks to help, filter out the light. So you should consider things like room darkening shades, earplugs, a fan to keep it cool in your bedroom if you're sleeping during the day and the sun is up and it's heating up the room because summer is coming, to create that environment that suits your needs. hmm Um, so, and then the other thing is, if you work nights, you may consider taking a nap late in the day before work to help you make up for the sleep debt. The things the sleep that you didn't get during regular hours. Also, regular physical activity can promote sleep. However, avoid being active. We said, remember, too close to bedtime. Spend time outdoors every day. This can be very helpful. You know how when you walk, I don't know, for some of you know, uh, when you walk the baby in the middle of the day so that they'll sleep, so they'll take that nap, or you let the kids play out in the yard so they get fresh air and they'll want to take a nap, or they get sleepy so that they'll rest well, and also they look forward to going to sleep when they've been outside in that nice fresh air. Um, yeah. Also, one way to manage the stress of trying to go to sleep is start with the basics, like getting organized, setting priorities, delegating tasks, meditation, can also ease your anxiety. Oh my goodness, nearly everyone has an occasional sleepless night. However, if you often have trouble sleeping, you might want to contact your care provider to make sure that something else isn't going on. Okay? Huh. Why can't I fall asleep? Let me see if I'm able to help you with this. Many things, can make it harder for you to sleep, including stress and anxiety. Are you something on your mind? Do you need to um, journal that, talk to somebody, try to problem solve around that before you try to rest? Pain. Sometimes we are not even aware that we are experiencing pain. But pain will wake you up. Pain will prevent you from sleeping. You may need to take some sort of over-the-counter painkiller, Tylenol, or whatever to resolve minor pains. 'Cause sometimes things are just nagging and you don't even realize it. There are certain health conditions like heartburn and asthma. These may be preventing you from falling asleep. And then there's some medicines. If you got something stimulant that you're taking, you're not going to be able to go to sleep because the purpose of the medication is to stimulate you. Caffeine, coffee, tea, soda, all of these things, and we mentioned alcohol and other drugs, all of these can be sleep disruptors. Untreated sleep disorders like sleep apnea and insomnia will keep you up. So you need to see a care provider if you got something going on, physical or emotional, that is keeping you from sleeping. So if you're having trouble sleeping again, try making changes to your routine to get the sleep you need. You may want to change what you do during the day. For example, get in that physical activity we talked about in the morning instead of at night. Create comfortable sleep environments. Make sure your room is dark and quiet, as we mentioned, and set a bedtime routine. For example, go to bed at the same time every night. Oh my goodness. So you might want to ask yourself, how can I how can I tell, hold on a moment, please. How can I tell if I'm having some kind of sleep disorder? Here's some common signs, and let me go through these real quick. Common signs of sleep disorders could include still feeling tired after a good night's sleep, sleepiness during the day that makes it difficult to do everyday activities like driving or concentrating at work, frequent loud snoring, pauses in breathing or grasping for breath while sleeping. That's not normal. If you find you have tingling or unusual feelings in your legs, you may want to have that looked into, in your legs or your arms at night. And especially if they feel better when you massage that area or move it, something's going on. You need to have it checked out. People, stop ignoring the signals from your body. Go have these things checked out. Okay? If you have any of these signs, talk to the doctor or nurse. You maybe feel testing, and get this taken care of. Meanwhile, I want to share with you the fact that we have coming on board shortly Miss Miss Lennis Woods Mullins. And as you know, she is a holistic health coach. And we're going to see if we can get her on the phone. Let me take this out of my ears and put it on speaker. Good morning, Linus. Good morning, Linus. I'm trying to see if I can get my earpods out of the way so we can get you on speaker. Just a moment. Here we are. We are on the air, and I have Linus on the phone. How you doing this morning?
I'm okay. Unfortunately, I cannot see anything on the internet right now, so I'm just going to have to go by memory, I guess, because everything is delayed right now.
Well, we only have a few minutes anyway, so what are we talking about today?
Well, I wanted to talk about embracing the aging process, so I'll try to do my best to go from memory. I usually have my notes in front of me.
Okay. Well, I'm sure I can wade in on this. So we can just have a conversation. Okay.
Well, I did a room on Clubhouse last night talking about embracing the aging process. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that is that many times it's our mindset that can make the difference in terms of how we age. Mind is very powerful. What goes on between our two ears is extremely powerful. So what we want to do is really find ways to keep our brain function and our mindset going well. And there are some things physically that we can do to enhance our mood, our brain function, and our ability to think more clearly so that we can begin to work with our mindset. So there are 5 strategies that I normally recommend to my clients to begin to embrace the idea of getting older and the process that's going on with your body. Because, of course, the reality is that when we're first born, we begin to die. I mean, that's just, we have cells that die out, but they are replaced. But as we get older, they're not replaced as quickly. And sometimes over time, those cells aren't replaced at all. So we have to do things to make sure that we are first of all, prioritizing our physical health. It's important, of course, to have the right diet and to exercise our bodies. You've talked just now about sleep, and it's important to get the regular checkups. But aside from that, it's important to know what things our body might be deficient in that are no longer producing on a regular basis. So you want to go to the doctor and have him pull your blood panels so that you can get a good idea of what you might be deficient in. You don't want to just arbitrarily take supplements without knowing what the deficiencies might be. Sometimes taking too many supplements that you don't really need can cause other issues. But I do know that generally speaking, especially in African American communities, D3 is usually lacking, especially as we get older. So D3, which is something that you need for your immune system and for the strengthening of your bones, is very important. So that might be something that might come up. Sometimes, especially as women over 40, our vitamin D can be depleted. And especially if we've been in a prolonged environment of stress, B6 and B12 have a tendency to be depleted. So you definitely want to get your blood panels pulled to find out what's going on with your body and what supplements you need. Another thing you want to do when it comes to embracing the aging process, once you've checked yourself out physically, is you want to cultivate your mental wellness. You want to understand what some of the mental health challenges that you might be having. Memory is something that happens. Sometimes anxiety is very common, not just because of anecdotal things that are going on, but physically there are things that are going on in your body, hormonal changes and chemical changes that might be exacerbating the feelings of anxiety. And there are things you can do to help improve that. Definitely meditation is important. Of course, you mentioned sleep already. And also making sure that your gut health is okay. Your gut health is really extremely important. They say that the gut is the second brain because of the vagus nerve that stretches in from the the gut to the brain. When your gut is unhealthy, it has blood that goes to your brain that isn't healthy.
Ah.
It's full of stuff like bacteria and things like that. And this can cause brain fog, lack of clarity and focus, anxiety, and also depression. So you want to make sure when you're embracing the aging process that you take a look at your mental wellness and do the things that are necessary to stay well. Another thing is to make sure that you're maintaining your social connections. A
Oh.
lot of times as we age, we have a tendency
Mm-hmm.
to select out and isolate. And it happens very subtly. It's not like one day you say, okay, I don't want to see anybody. It's just over time. It's, oh, well, I don't really feel like going through that. Oh, well, I don't really feel like talking on the phone. And before you know it, you're not really going anywhere. You're not talking on the phone. You're not engaging on a regular basis like you used to. It's important that you maintain that and you put it on your calendar, that you create a strategy to stay connected with your friends and family. Maybe get involved in volunteering or other community involvement. But you want to make sure it's on your radar, that you don't start self-selecting out, because it's important to maintain those social connections, because that helps us with our aging process. It slows the aging process. Another thing that you want to do is continue to learn and grow. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of benefits for lifelong learning, especially for aging adults. So maybe create strategies around pursuing new interests and hobbies. Maybe create overcoming various barriers in learning and growth. Like, for instance, if there are things that you want to do that might involve using the computer and you're not comfortable with that, take a class. Mm. Don't allow yourself to get so far behind that you can't do any things that are going on virtually or anything else because you're not familiar with the computer. Take a class. It doesn't have to be scary. I have an aunt, she's 90 now, but she made a decision when she was in her early 50s that she just didn't want to learn it. Uh-huh. And so now she has her kids doing everything for her. Now her brain is fine. That she's very clear. She can still learn it if she wants to, but she made that decision a long time ago. And so now she has to have the frustration of waiting until her kids can do things for her. So if you want to maintain your independence, you want to go ahead and continue to learn those things that will help you maintain that independence. And the other thing,
I love that. I hadn't thought about it as, being able to retain your independence. That is so critical when you're embracing, aging. We have a comment over here that I think you're going to want to expound on from Jill. Jill says, she says, women in perimenopause can have trouble staying asleep due to rapidly fluctuating hormones. Also, some are deficient in magnesium, and magnesium, what is this, glycinite form specifically can be helpful before sleep. Um, so we were talking about, embracing aging, and I think when we talk about falling asleep, I hadn't really thought about the fact that this could be the result of uh, fluctuating hormones in a lot of women. And I know that you talk about um, menopausal women and perimenopause. And so could you say a little bit about that?
Yes, sleep deprivation for women over 40 is very common, especially as you are perimenopausal or menopausal, even postmenopausal. Sometimes, as I mentioned before, that's why you need to pull your panels to find out what your deficiencies are, so that you can figure out what supplements. Magnesium is definitely a possibility, but you can supplement magnesium. Magnesium can help you to relax so that you can, get a good night's sleep, and that's why if you're deficient of that, it's hard to relax. The other thing is that many times midlife women aren't getting enough exercise. And when you're menopausal, you have to move. In fact, you need to exercise more when you're menopausal than ever before in your life.
Really?
It doesn't mean that you have to go hard. You don't need to do that. In fact, you want to do just the opposite. There's all kinds of different routines, like, for instance, yoga, doing hits. Hits are exercise routines that last about 3 minutes or so, and then you rest in between. Studies have found that when you are doing like the heavy aerobics and running and doing treadmill and things like that, not only do you possibly risk injury if you're not used to normally working out like that, but also it can be counterproductive. A lot of times what happens is that can raise the cortisol levels in your body, which will cause a thickening, just the opposite effect of what you think should be happening as a result of working out. So I am an advocate of strength training, yoga, and HIIT training. And if you aren't sure what those are, you can hire a trainer to put together something for you. You want to make sure you have a trainer who is experienced with working with women over 40, 50, and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
If they've only worked with 20-somethings, they may put you on a workout regime that's counterproductive. It depends on what your goals are. I'm training for a sculpting competition, so I'm lifting a lot of weights and stuff, but I'm being careful not to do a lot of aerobic activity because I want to lose weight, and doing a lot of hard aerobic activity might be counterproductive for that. Now, some of that is genetic, so you have to know your body and what the propensity is, but generally speaking, going hard in exercise for women over 50 is not going to get you the results you might think. Doing resistance training, doing low impact training, swimming is excellent. It's excellent exercise, and it also has a tendency to relax you afterwards. So if you could, sometimes taking a quick swim, maybe an hour or 2 hours before you go to sleep, could be helpful. There are certain yoga moves that you can do that can help lower your cortisol levels and put you in a more relaxed state. There's aromatherapy. There are oils that you can diffuse in your room, or that you can put at the bottoms of your feet in a particular location. That can also be helpful in helping you to relax. Not to mention the herbs that you can, drinking an herb tea or whatever. You definitely want to begin, have a sleep strategy before you go to bed. Begin to turn things off. Do not have any blue lights in your room, including your cell phone. Have your cell phone go to another room. All of these things, they might be small things, but all of them contribute to your not having a good night's sleep as a menopausal female. If you're interested in finding out more, I invite anyone to schedule a 15-minute consultation with me, and I can go over some things specifically that you can do. I also am encouraging everybody to follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be doing a lot of postings over the next few weeks about stress and anxiety and mental wellness, and how to holistically stay mentally well so that you can embrace the aging process. And also, I am doing a webinar on May 3rd, and all that information is on my link tree. The webinar is totally free. I'm going to be talking about some strategies to help improve your mental wellness. I was going to say one more thing. The last thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to strategies to embrace aging is the importance of mindset. We first started talking about that in the beginning. Mindset is extremely important, but if you're working on your health as well, then it's easier to maintain a more positive mindset. They're all interrelated. You want to take an integrative approach when you're embracing your aging process: mind, body, and spirit.
Well, Linus, I just want to thank you for making us consider that we need to take a holistic approach to staying healthy and embracing aging. I have your link tree up on the screen. I know you can't see that, but I also have the link for your Soul Sister Saturday. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. On May 20th, we're going to have Soul Sister Saturday, and I'm going to be co-hosting with Jill Diamond Taylor, and we're going to be talking about empowerment and inspiration, and also wellness tips to help you live a really outgoing and well life as you age. We did this in October. It was fantastic. It's going to be outside in a beautiful location. I'm looking for vendors. If you have a business that you would like to promote there, please contact me here on Facebook, and I'll be glad to share with you the information about the being a vendor. You can go to Eventbrite, and purchase the tickets, but also
Mm-hmm.
on the link tree. I have a shortcut on my link tree,
Well,
and you can talk to me. I'm sorry, you can purchase. I'm sorry, trying to come on, and you can
yes,
purchase
I
that
got you here.
information on
Let's see if we can get you
my
in.
link tree as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still kind of buffering a little bit.
Yes, yes. I'm going to remove you real quick, but I'm going to put your link tree back up here till we can get you in. So I've got you muted in the studio, and I've got you open on the phone
Okay.
because we're getting ready to close. But I just wanted to encourage everybody to become a part of the Soul Sister Saturday coming up in May. I have the link on the screen. I put it in the chat. Also, if you're looking to book an appointment with um, Linus, you can do that through her link tree. When you click on that link tree, the link will come up and you can then actually book an appointment.
Linus, you can do that. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah, I just turned.
Yeah, I
turned
see
it
we
off. I
have
don't know what's going
duplication.
on.
Yeah, yeah. We have an echo, but it's okay. But I just want to thank Linus for coming in today and helping us talk about how to embrace aging. It is really in the studio today, even though it's only by audio. Nevertheless,
Sorry about that.
it's quite all right. We always benefit from you, and we want to let you know that we really appreciate everything you do. And guys, if you are not following Linus, you need to follow her. She has so much value that she brings. And also you can follow her over on Clubhouse. So with that, we're going to get ready to go. And I just want to thank all of you who are listening live and on the replay, and remind you that it's okay to make money in your business, but if you don't have your wealth, you can't keep your health. And we want to give a shout out to Robin and wish her well as she is receiving her healing. So today, we say to you, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. We will be talking tech with the Tech Divas here on BizChicks TV. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Linus.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everybody.